For the last 5 years, I've been chasing the founder and CEO of Spartan Race all over the world, shooting and recording podcast interviews. I'm going to show you what's in my bag when I do a remote podcast shoot. That is, we record video, we record audio, we do it in person. We will do as many as 16 interviews in one day. Oftentimes, there's no time to set up. I've developed a kit that I think is pretty versatile, pretty flexible, and pretty lightweight, fits in a taxi, fits in an airplane, and fits on my back on a trail. We've shot on Richard Branson's island, we've shot at the Bataan Memorial Death March, and we've shot in offices in New York City. This is a package that works for me and is fairly moderately priced. First thing I have to do in my What's in My Bag video is take the equipment I'm actually using to shoot this out. So this is my iPhone. I'm going to record that part and then I'll switch to the real camera. I did take out the Zoom recorder. I also already unpacked the tripod. It's a Manfrotto travel tripod. It folds up really small, has carbon fiber legs, and it fits right into the side pocket of this pack. The one other thing that isn't in the bag right now is my camera, which is the Sony A6500 with a mid-priced zoom lens. I'd be happy to talk more about my camera and equipment choices. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'm just starting to build this channel, so any support is really appreciated. If you like the content, I hope you'll hit subscribe, leave comments, and also let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover. So this is the Thinktank. I believe it's called the airline commuter, airport commuter, something like that. I like this bag because it holds the most possible equipment in a bag while still fitting under the seat on most airlines. And that way I can take with me everything that's absolutely necessary should I get separated from a checked bag to still complete the shoot. Now, as you saw, I already took out the camera, which I'm using, and the Zoom recorder. So I'm gonna start from there. This is the Rode VideoMicro. It's a small, reasonably priced mic that I really like. The softy protects it from the wind noise. It's very directional and it gets good sound. I have it on the camera just to collect ambient sound, but I often end up using it for backup and the sound is really good and clean. I'm gonna get to this later. This is one of my great backup pieces. Okay, so in here I have two XLR cables. These are the cables I use to connect my microphones to the Zoom recorder. I will always bring one more cable than I need, just in case something goes wrong. Cables do go bad. This is the Audio Technica mic that I like to use for podcasting. I like it because it doesn't pick up a lot of background noise and the sound is a really nice quality. I like the way it sounds. I'll also bring this little windscreen. It doesn't do a lot for big wind, but it'll block a little bit of the wind and it will prevent those popping P's and B's from coming through. The downside to this mic is it can't be used handheld. It needs a mic stand. So if I'm flying, this isn't always the best choice. I have two in here. I will usually travel with 4 of these because I often work with 4 hosts on my show. Headsets, obviously you need to monitor your audio at all times. As you can see, I'm not currently monitoring my audio, so hopefully it's coming out okay. But I will always monitor the audio again to hear if there's a loose cable, if there's wind noise, or any other unexpected issues. Spare SD cards, this is super important. The last thing you want to do is show up on location and not have enough storage. Also super important, tons of spare batteries. I have a lot for the camera. Again, usually when you're on a shoot, the most expensive part of it when you're traveling is the travel or the talent or the camera. So the last thing you want to do is not have enough batteries or enough storage or any of the smaller inexpensive things that could prevent the shoot from going well. Similarly, this is a waterproof rain cover. Doing the work I do with Spartan and a lot of outdoor endeavors, you never know when you're going to have to keep rolling if it's raining or snowing outside. Related to that, this is one of my little secret weapons from the days when I used to shoot a lot of ski videos. This is just a Ziploc bag full of squares of chamois. This is the chamois that you could buy in any kind of department store that is sold for polishing cars. But you cut it into little squares and it's very absorbent and it soaks up the snow or rain that's on the lens. You may get little dust particles left behind that you'll need to wipe off with a microfiber or something else. But this can be a lifesaver. Similarly, I have a couple of these in the bottom of the bag. These are lens cleaning wipes. This is the bag that the Zoom recorder would have been in. I'm using it to record right now. I use the Zoom H6, and the reason I like that is it has 4 separate inputs, so I can keep each of my hosts on their own channel. And it's super portable. It also allows me to use phantom power if I'm using a mic that needs that. So another little piece I like to carry with me just in case is a roll of gaffer's tape. Gaffer's tape is like duct tape, but a little bit better because it's less gluey, so it tends not to damage wall paint or things you stick it to, but it has a denser weave, so it's a little bit stronger. If this is too big and heavy, I'll wrap some of the gaffer's tape around a Sharpie, a 2 or 3 foot length, and that will take up a lot less room. So now to this. This is one of my favorite kind of emergency pieces of equipment for all the unpredictable scenarios that can come up. This is a shotgun mic. In this case, it could be powered phantom power from the Zoom recorder with what's called a pistol grip with a shock mount. And this Rycote softy that prevents the wind noise. This is a great backup for so many scenarios. If I have talent speaking and there's not time to mic everybody up, this will give me good, clean, directional sound. If I need to record someone who's farther away, this is a great solution. If there's too much wind for some of the handheld mics, this can be a great solution. Oftentimes I'll end up using this when I'm set up on a 2-channel shoot with a camera that only takes 2 channels, or I only have 2 mics, and all of a sudden I find I need to get conversation from 5 or 6 people. And then lastly, actually recently, this has been handy. If you're worried about social distancing, you can use a mic like this and nobody has to touch the mic. The other thing that I always like to have in my bag is just a nickel or a quarter that I can use as a screwdriver to tighten up tripod plates. And that is what's in my bag. Thanks for watching this. As I mentioned before, this is a new channel that I'm just starting to build, so I hope you'll support it if you like the video by clicking like, by clicking subscribe, or by leaving questions in the comments. Let me know what else you'd like to learn about so that I can make the videos that you'll watch.